Welcome back, Minties. This is the Uncanny Omar, and as promised, I'm going to show off my manga haul for the month of May. So please stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I finally get to finish off. Yeah, I know I'm like a year or two behind, but I went to Half Price bookstores during Free Comic Book Day, and they had an additional 20% off, and then my wife had an additional 15% off or something like that, and we managed to work out some kind of deal where they honored that on top of the 20% off. So I bought most of this stuff through there. So I got the remaining Naruto series, and I know I'm so far behind because I was just talking about Boruto in one of my episodes of upcoming collections, and I was like, yeah, I thought Boruto was just a freaking fanfic. Well, apparently not. It's legit. It is the next generation of Naruto. But I'm finally caught up with Naruto. I finally get to read it and to see how it ends. So yay for me. Like I said, this is, I swear, maybe that's why I didn't want to do a haul for manga and just mix it in with my monthly haul. But then I was like, well, I got so much crap, I need to show it off. And you guys have been asking me to do a tour of my manga shelves. But it always feels like I'm just going to show off like a 40-year-old guy's manga collection. It's going to be stuff that's from the 80s and 90s and stuff that most people are like, yeah, man, we've already seen that. But, I mean, if you guys want to, I'll promise that in July I will be doing a manga video tour. I also picked up Death Note. These were, like I said, 20% off of that and 15% off of that. And then I had a coupon for 50% off one of the books, and I got it off of the first book here. This is the black edition. And now they can go ahead and announce the hardcover editions, because that's what's going to happen. I decided to get these. I had the original ones, but I wanted to upgrade them to these nicer editions that are a little bit taller than your average manga, of course. You know, not very much taller, but just a little bit taller than the average manga size. This is also published by Viz. And there's only 6 volumes, and I got all 6 of them. Let's see what else I got. Also at Half Price Books, let's go through these down here. During one of mine and Amanda's monthly hunt and hauls, I ran across some volumes of Black Lagoon at a place that I had credit. So I was like, yeah, let's check it out. I looked at the anime. I saw the 2 seasons and then the OAV, and a big fan of that. Well, the first 2 seasons, anyway, were freaking awesome. Just action-packed and just badass ladies with guns. So I wanted to try out the manga. And I got the first 4 volumes, and then I found volumes 7, 8, 9, and 10 at Half Price Books. Again, got a discount off of that. Not sure how many volumes there are, but I need to go ahead and pick up 5 and 6 because these things tend to go out of print. And I have a big thing where I always worry that, oh shit, I just bought this manga. That means it's going to go out of print. I know that's what's going to happen. Yeah, this is the series that I saw, and it was freaking awesome. And that's the OAV. And the OAV was okay, the Roberto's Blood Trail. But the first 2 seasons of Black Lagoon, even the English dub, was solid. Now I'm going to quickly move on to the greatest love story ever drawn and written, and that is Maison ikkoku. This is a wonderful, wonderful story. I found all of these at Half Price Books with the exception of Volume 8. If you've been following the channel for a long time, you know that I've had the original Visit softcover editions, the ones that read left to right, since they first came out. I've been collecting them. And I bought Volume 1 of these because that's where the additional stories that weren't printed in that version came out. So this is the only other one that I bought. I bought it off of, I believe it was eBay. I found it's got a marking up here, but I don't care. It's the inside that counts, right? So, what is Maison ikkoku? It is done by Rumiko Takahashi, the lady that did probably the one series that you all know is Inuyasha. That's probably what she's most famous for. But to me, she is known for the Mermaid Saga, for the Rumik Trilogy Saga, for Lum, Urusei Yatsura, and for Ranma. That's what I love her. And then she does have a new series too, Renmei. And it's not even a new series. I think it came out like 7 years ago. Yeah, see? That's why I hesitate on doing things like this. But I absolutely love this story. I fell in love with Kyoko. And so it's the story of Godai and Kyoko. She is a widow, and she owns this apartment complex. That's what she inherited. So her and her dog Soichiro take over the apartment complex, And there's just all these hijinks because of all these different characters that live here. They're always getting drunk and not letting poor Godai, who lives in this apartment complex, and immediately falls in love with her. He's a tenant. Immediately falls in love with Kyoko. The rest of the tenants are always having parties, getting drunk, and not letting him study. And he's just trying to get a job so he can win her heart. Graduate college. He's a college student when it starts. Oh my god. This is like a soap opera. But I love it. It's like I said, the manga is phenomenal. My wife and I absolutely love the manga, and we love the anime too. So if you've never read it, this is amazing. And now I'm sure, because I bought all these, that Viz will announce a hardcover edition or a 2-in-1 or a 3-in-1 with original color pages. Damn it. But that's okay. You know what? I love this story so much, I will buy it again. Maybe I should do a list of my most wanted manga to be given the hardcover treatment. Kind of like Battle Angel Alita has been given, and Akira hardcovers, and of course Berserk recently. Because a lot of us have grown up reading manga from the 80s and 90s, and now we want this limited edition stuff, the high-end books, kind of like people that watch movies when we were kids, now that are grown-ups are buying this high-end limited edition 4K, steel books, and things like that. I don't see a problem with why the manga companies can't release it. Obviously, Marvel and DC has been doing it for many years with the omnibus editions, absolute editions, and now the platinum editions and monster-sized books. I don't see why manga hasn't jumped on yet. I mean, they're slowly starting to get there. Kodansha was big on it with the release of Ghost in the Shell, and like I said, the aforementioned Battle Angel Alita and Akira. And now Dark Horse is starting to get in the game. All right, the last manga, but before I do that, I want to give a huge shout-out to my buddy Ray. Ray, a huge fan of the show since the days of About Heroes when I had a podcast. Good Lord, that seems like ages ago. That was probably 2004 to 2008. Got me this wonderful book, and I never got to show it off, so now I do. Ray, thank you so much. This is Space Cruiser Yamato, Perfect Manual number 1. So, if you know anything about Yamato, it's probably one of the most expensive freaking DVDs or VHSs to own in America. Because it came out in America as Star Blazers. But in Japan, it is known as Space Cruiser Yamato. And this is the original series. It's got character designs. And this book, I don't even know how old this book is. I want to say it's early 80s when this originally came out. Probably mid 80s, the way that the pages have kind of aged. Yeah, but just original character designs. Absolutely gorgeous. If you've never seen the Yamato saga, find a way to watch it. The prices of the DVDs are ridiculous, and I've seen both Star Blazers and Yamato, and they're both equally just as freaking awesome. I love the translation of Star Blazers. I think it's one of the greatest anime translated into English. Here's the character catalogs back here. But thank you so much, Ray. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is this series that I don't see lots of love for, and this is called Banana Fish. And I picked up all these from Noel Rodriguez in the Facebook Omnibus Collectors group. So thank you very much for the deal, Noel. Now, my journey with Banana Fish began when Viz started doing an anthology magazine every month, just releasing adult-oriented stories, I think 4 to 5 every month in a magazine called Pulp Magazine. It was kind of like, think Shonen Jump or even Tokyo Pop's Mix Sign when it first came out. Just a collection of 4 different stories every month, and that's where I started following the adventures of Banana Fish. And I know I'm not going to do a review, but I just wanted to quickly talk about it and why I think it's one of the most underrated manga. First of all, it's pretty cool because it takes place in 1985 New York City. There are only 19 volumes. Let's flip through some of this. This is it's written and drawn by Akimi Yoshida. And it starts off with the character of Ash Lynx, as he is he's a gang member, and eventually he runs across this guy that's trying to sell him this drug called Banana Fish. And what he knows about Banana Fish is his mentally unstable brother that was in the Vietnam War. That's one of the things he says is Banana Fish. So he tries to figure out what it is, what's going on. Meanwhile, the NYPD are escorting 2 Japanese journalists across New York. And that's all I will say about that, because like I said, it's not a review, it's more showcasing it. There are 19 volumes available. It's one of the most underrated manga, I think. I don't hear enough people talk about it. I guess maybe people are turned off with the title. I don't know. Banana Fish doesn't really strike you as a badass manga, but it really is. It is freaking awesome. I got some of the original trade paperbacks. That's what they were known for at the time. They didn't really do these little small size books back then. And then I kind of lost track. They went out of print, and then they released these versions, and they went out of print, and just recently they've come back into stock. I know you can get them on Amazon, and you can get them at, not Instant Trades, I'm sorry, Right Stuff. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, Banana Fish is totally worth it. And that is all the manga that I picked up in the month of May. Well, except for that one box that got lost in the mail. But hey, that's nobody's fault. So, again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave those comments down below about some of the questions that I asked throughout the episode. And don't forget to check out our weekly show. We have a live show coming out tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where all of us from the panel are going to be on. And we'd love for you all to join us. And it's the Ask Us Anything panel. And if you enjoy the content of this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like button. And don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. Again, we have t-shirts available through Redbubble. We'll put the link in the description, and you can also find us on Patreon. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.